Okay. Alright. Okay, we should be live, I believe. Which is good. By my calculations, everything should be set up. So, hopefully this works out. Right. G'day there, ladies and ledians. Welcome to another episode of our Dragon Quest IX Let's Play. It's also a challenge run, but that's a long title, you know? So, last time we made our way over to Swine Dimple's Academy, one of the punniest names in the game. You know, if you can figure it out, no bonus points for you, I guess. But we tried battling the boss here with the priest, but it didn't quite work out. So, we have shifted over to mage for the extra points. I have got us up to level 22. And we have 11 points, but while we did need to spend a few points into spellcraft for later and knife skill for later, we still have 11 points spare for our next vocation, you know. And we got shield to 100, which means that no matter what class we get, what class we use, we can carry our shield and get all our shield abilities. Plus, you know, we're getting 6% extra block chance from here, so if we're looking at, so if we look at our shield, block chance 8.5%, we're getting extra 6%, so that's normally a 2.5%, right? 8.5 and then 1.5. So we've effectively got a 10% chance to negate any attack. Really. Which is pretty good, you know? It doesn't get much better than that. We could maybe get up to about 12%, but we're definitely not getting it to, like, you know, 20% or something, if that makes sense. So this is kind of our setup for now, but we're going to be heading out and moving on to greener pastures. So, I believe the way to go, we could go exploring around here, but maybe later. We want to try and avoid enemies because we are at our level cap. Ouch. They hurt like a truck though. I swear that there was like a bank, right? Maybe it's in Stornway? Maybe I should just go to Stornway and check it out. That way we can have some money for later. There we go. I feel like there was a bank that's still away, so let's go check it out. See if we can keep our money for later, because that would be handy. It would mean that, you know, dying to a random creature isn't going to be as bad. So, who runs the bank? You! Ginny. There we are. I knew that there was a bank, I just forgot where it was. Yeah, we're going to go in units of 1,000. So we'll put in 80,000. Excellent. Now we have no money, but a lot of savings. While we're here though, we may as well rest up. Good, good. Alright. So now we're moving on. I believe this is the closest way. So we're gonna go back south. Dodged that pretty well. Then was it just to the west? Maybe the sign will tell me. Yeah, this way. We want to go to the Erdis Marshland for our next area. Just avoiding the enemies. Really adds to this run that we can avoid the enemies, you know? Okay, we're doing good, we're doing good. Gonna catch a Kogang there? Not quite. Hello, Mediosos. I also like how you added in a dino in those brackets. Like, you're really adding little pieces to your lore, aren't you? Like, you add the Mario Kart, and then you add that, I think, girl in the back. I'm pretty sure when I first met you, they went there, right? Or, am I forgetful? Alright, so here we are. We want to go over, watch the rhinos. Get some horse manure. Gotta differentiate the character from the band. Gotcha. Interesting brand though. Alright. So we have made our way to Batsoreg. While we're here, we may as well check out our weapon and armor shop. See if there's anything particularly good. Weapon shop. Ooh, some neat weapons here. Yeah, been quite a few changes. Gotta find the sweet spot before I'm really settled in. I getcha. Yeah, with me, I kind of figured that, like a lady would be pretty good. It's kind of ideal for what I'm going for. Wow, you really have a lot of good weapons here. Too bad we're not really able to use them. I'm still kind of debating about changing like the profile pic, maybe like adding some things or making it better. I was thinking about maybe being like a PNG tuber, you know, where it's like lighting up every time I speak and different facial animations or something. I definitely don't think I would do a VTuber. I think that's too much. Oh, flame shield. Ice shield as well. Not bad. Same block chance as our shield. For the name, it fits perfectly. Yeah, I getcha. Yeah, it's good when you have a good name. Oh, that's a really good defense, though. Oh, hello. We can compare that. What else you got? Oh, that's pretty cool. So I had to sneeze. So if we can compare, we cannot equip, so we can't even check the stats. Actually, I have a way to check the stats. Because I upgraded that equipment, right? I should have it in my alchemical list. So, if we go to torso, it should be... Oh, okay, so it's not... Wait, did we upgrade the... Yeah, because we upgraded magic armor into enchanted armor. We could go further if we get an ethereal sand, but I think that's hard to craft. In any case... defense 42, so that's our best bet. But... at least for, like, the wizard, it could really help us out. So, I think we'll go back to our bank, get some money out, and then get that clothing. But yeah, I was thinking like being a PNG tuber, but that's a lot of effort, so maybe like in the future I'll do that, you know? That could be fun. I think the most charming part about it would be the different facial animations, you know, like have a confused ledian, have an angry one, you know? So, I forget how much it was, but we're gonna need... let's get 15,000 back. That should be enough. Back to Batsarig. But it's like, you know, when would I go for it? And also I need to have a good artistic skill for that, you know? Let's see. Yeah, we got plenty enough money. This is excellent. Only for males, but it's any class, so we can wear it as a wizard. I thought about VTubing for a while, then I learned about rigging. It's like, yeah, that's a lot, and I would need like a camera, right? And it's like, I don't want to do that. Like, imagine like if your camera fails one day and you're just exposed. Like, I'm sure it's like, you know, fine if you're okay with your face, but it's like, if you don't want that, that's kind of a turn off, you know? Because, like, you know, well, I could reveal my face, right? Or, I guess even my real voice. I think there's a bit more of a charm to it being up to your imagination. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what I look like or what I sound like. It's more about, like, you know, what I give to people rather than what I look like and sound like, you know? Yeah, remember you're important. Keyboard! Hello there! Your name's really been changing on. You're Mousetrap on Discord, but now you're Cardboard Heart on YouTube, so there's a lot going on there. Is there a transformation happening for your channel, perhaps? I got a bit of a break going on. All good. Yeah, we're about to talk to these lovely people. Alright, we are a visitor. I hate this name. Sral. Like, can we all agree that we can call her Sarah? Like, Sral is a lot to call. Yeah, it is wild. So we'll just call her Sarah, alright? That's when I hit my keyboard. Yeah, I already face reveals that ship is salad, but I don't weigh that looks. Fair enough. Yeah, it doesn't really matter to me. It's just like, I'd prefer if I can not do it, you know? It'd be great. So, we're just gonna call her Sarah. Alright, so they've been expecting a traveller across the seas, so maybe a bit of a fortune tale going on. It seems that Sarah knows a bit about a fig, which is what we're kind of interested in. So they all have very similar names, right? Like Batsarig and Win Batsarig, there's Bat Khan, right? So, hello Ditro, how's it going? We are progressing our plot. We are checking out the third possible area, because we're stuck at the moment. So, let's see. I'll give you the kind of cliff notes of this plotline, right? Everyone expects this kid, the kind of fenceling, to be a mighty warrior, right? He's not exactly up for it. Like, he's more of a gentle heart kind of guy. There seems to be a monster attacking, and, well, he's scared. So they want us to help deal with the beast. So let's deal with it. It seems to be just a basic baboon though. Like, we've dealt with this guy like ages ago. They're all trying to like corner it. It seems like the beast kind of recognized us or something. Or perhaps it was Sarah doing something. Who knows? Look at him wiggle around like that. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Nah, you just got aura. Yeah, I mean, we are Celestian, you know? So it wouldn't surprise me if the monster was able to see that. Okay, so they really want this kid to grow a backbone, right? And so they're like, hey, you know what? You're all good in the tribe if you go out and hunt that beast. But he's a real, like, Android 16 kind of character, like, does not want to harm anything, really scared of things. I guess, like, Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon, you know? Like, really weak Viking kind of strat. Or vibe. Judy calls, I'll be liking your friend. That is all good, Kibone. Or Cardboard Heart. Yeah, I'm looking forward to, you know, what you're up to, really. I know that you're gonna be active again in springtime in a few days' time, so that'll be good. But, I know you're liking, but I hope you're able to make it to our Pokemon Links episode, which is going to be a very special one. It's going to be episode 20, which means it's going to be the season finale, right? I put in a fair amount of effort, and I'm still putting in effort, but I'm just trying to think of, like, the best... Don't disrespect my boy Hiccup like that. Yeah, Hiccup is actually pretty goated, if I'm being honest. He's got a flame sword, he's got, he didn't have a mechanical hand, right? It was a mechanical foot. Yeah, you'll send that voice clip soon, that is fine. So I believe we're gonna go to Batsarig and check on him. I hope. Nope. God. This is why we have, yeah, I know I'm here to help, but where do I go? I wasn't really paying attention. Excuse me, can you repeat that? Yeah. Yeah, it was his foot. Okay, gotcha. Okay, yeah. Yeah, he's to the north. All good. Yeah, thank you, backhand. Need the big one tested with steroids? Fair enough. Yeah. You're talking about, like, yeah. I think I get what you mean. But yeah, so, anyway, the Pokemon Links episode, right? Very special episode. Season finale. Put in a lot of effort, and we've also put in some good effort from the SVC, Small Poketube Club. I've given some people different voice lines, and so not everyone knows like all the pieces. Collectively, you guys probably know about half the story, and I know the other half. But in terms of like when to release it, right? Because I'd like to do it, you know, kind of as a group. So I'm kind of thinking if we do Saturday morning for the US or Saturday night for Australia, and then anyone like in between, like in the UK, would be like midday. And so for Americas, it's like you know, it's Saturday morning cartoon, you know. Like, does that sound good, or should it be a different time? Wait, I mean, I'll figure out the details of like the exact hour, but the dragon was so big, his wings were ripping when he flies, and he still flew. I think, actually, that was a queen dragon, right? So that's a she. And so a queen dragon like that doesn't sound that bad to be that big, you know, if it's gonna birth so many dragons. And I guess if you're... Wait, is it actually birthing dragons, or is it just like controlling them? Because in the sequel there's like, they got the alphas, right? And that's like more controlling, but the first one was like a queen. So, is it actually just pumping out all the different kinds of dragons? If so, what? Damn, what is the father? Is it like the alpha from like the sequel? Is that it? I believe we go north. And I guess also if it has like the DNA of all the dragons or something, you know, there's that chunky one that big guy has, right? And so like a little bit of that DNA makes it extra large, perhaps. I don't know. I'm kind of spitballing ideas here. I doubt they expected us to go too in deep with it, you know. Queen Cheetah. It was like a minor alpha. I think it was one of the births, and if I remember, yes, the big dragons from the sequel. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I know that they got like a TV show, so maybe they go more into the lore with that. But yeah, I imagine like, you know, the alpha from the second movie would be like the father. Maybe we're not supposed to be here yet. This is what I get for not really paying attention to the story. Alright. Maybe we just go back to Bat's Egg. I thought of it more as a brood dragon that houses a nest where the other dragons live. Yeah. Could be. It is a bit ambiguous, isn't it? Like, where did the original dragons come from? I guess it's the whole chicken and the egg kind of story, but, you know. Like, I like the idea of, like, some kind of primordial dragon that creates the other dragons. You know, that's a pretty good trope. God, I'm really not paying attention to this story. I'm trying to act like I know everything, but I'm kind of stumbling around. Okay. Did he, like, literally just go to, like, the other tents or something? Very scary, very demure. I don't know what scary is, but I know what demure is. It owns a nest all the dragons lived in. Rent was food, and if they didn't pay, they got eat. Oh yeah, that's true, right? They were all out hunting fish and sheep and stuff to bring back. Skyrim. Ah, gotcha. Very Skyrim. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I was a bit confused about that. Yeah, so owns a nest all the dragons lived in. Yeah, so I guess they all I guess it is like a bit of a landlord then, isn't it? Just really like, hey, you guys can chill here. He literally just moved to the next tent. I went everywhere looking for this guy, but he went to the next tent over. My god. Or maybe he wanted us to wait until nighttime. I don't know. But yeah, how are we thinking about Saturday morning for Pokemon Lakes? The theory itself, I think, is pretty interesting, but it's most of the storytelling that I'm going to be focusing on. Now, don't expect anything like super fancy, you know, like, I'm hyping this up a little bit, but realistically, other YouTubers could like do something better than what I can do. But in terms of effort on my end, this is a big step. Don't expect it all the time though, but like, for these special episodes I like to put a little bit more effort in, you know? See what I'm capable of, maybe grow a little bit. I have learned a few techniques though that I could use for future, so that's useful. But yeah, it's not going to be like, you know, top of the line fancy, you know? There's still going to be some of the quirks that I have with my content, but I think it will be pretty enjoyable. In fact, I'm probably going to work on it after the stream, because it'll be, you know, around midday or so. Should be fun. But it'll be... I think it'll be fun for you guys to see what your role is, in terms of like how your voice fits into it. I mean, like, you know, based off your lines, right? You may know a few things. Maybe. Maybe not you, Media Source, but that's what I'm doing with the main event, treating it like a main weekly show. Yeah. It's pretty good like that, you know? Like, it's episode in the title of this stream in this series, you know? Like, I think of these as episodes. Or like, instead of saying like part 1, I go episode 1, you know? I'm in the in-game now, Tony. Yeah, I mean, your line, you know, it could be a main plot point, it could be like a meme, it could be something, you know, you're not exactly doing a major role, so don't expect too much from your line, but... yes. That's what I gotta do. I gotta go over there. I'm a living meme. Aren't we all? Like, you know, I was thinking like the other week about, you know, some memes that could sum up my life, right? As you do. And one of the memes that, ooh, some well select, that's useful. Ah, dang it. Can we run? Alright. Anyway, I was thinking about some memes that kind of sum up my life a little bit. And I think one of them is Principal Skinner meme of like, you know, are the kids, it might say like out of touch, no, it's the kids that are fault. And it's like, you know, am I cringe? No, it's other people that don't get me, you know, things like that. Am I smart? No, it's other people that are dumb. You know, like, that's a good meme that really sums up a lot of my thoughts about myself, I guess. You know, like, am I cool? No, it's other people that are weird. Am I weird? no, there's other people that are cool, you know? Like, it goes the other way, really. Like I think myself as overall relatively average, and so it's like, am I actually this? Nah, other people are, you know, more or less, you know? Maybe not the best mindset, but I find it to be the most fitting. Well, thought you were talking about the meme of Skinner looking down and saying pathetic. No, you guys are not pathetic. There's a lot of memes of Skinner, I guess, so that's on me. But, I meant the out of touch one. You know, like, am I so out of touch? No, it's the kids' fault, or whatever. That's the one I was talking about. But the pathetic one, I mean, you know, not gonna lie, sometimes, either to myself or to others, it's like, you know, pathetic. But, not that mean. Alright, we got plenty of healing herbs, so we should be able to use one. Yeah, we should organize this a bit more. There we go. My meme is definitely, if you forgot something wasn't that important. Yeah, I get you. Oh boy. I mean, that's a good, well, it's a good enough motto, right? Like, surely if it was important, then your brain would kind of remind you about it, you know? So I understand the feeling. You just gotta have good trust in your brain. Hey, we're good to move on. It's a good motto, but when it actually is important, then it sucks. Oh boy. Mine's always shock Pikachu. Yeah, that happens sometimes. So yeah, the shock Pikachu is like when you are surprised at something like really basic, right? Like that's the entire meme. So I feel like, yeah, it's a jug of fresh water. It's not the, I mean, it's not the best, but not the worst meme. You know, it's not inherently bad. But if it's constantly shocked, you might need to reevaluate your expectations, you know? What other memes encapsulate my life, I guess? I guess in a similar note, the bell curve meme. Dang it, we don't have a good key. You know, it was like non-intellectuals on one side, hyper-intellectuals on one side, and, you know, your average Joe in the middle, right? It's like, I'm usually on one end of the bell curve for any given topic, really. I guess I'm, like, pretty open with my perspectives, and also kind of a contrarian sometimes. So I'm usually on one side of the bell curve for things. When you do something intentionally that has a bad effect to you, and you get shocked at something bad happen. Yeah! You know, it happens. Gotta go now, see it. See ya! Hopefully we can, get past this knight, this pretty wide guy in a suit of armor. Would you move? But hopefully we can also defeat a boss or two. That would be great. Well, he moved. Just. But yeah, like, I think the bell curve works as a meme for me. Trying to think of what else, really. Bit of a weird topic, but, you know, I find it interesting to see, like, you know, what kind of meme encapsulates your life. Okay. Good, we're able to flee. I kinda hate this dungeon, it's not particularly fun. It is also a bit confusing, and it's 3-dimensional as well. Ugh. 3-dimensional puzzle room. An evacuate bell. Hooray. Please move. Alright, please move a bit more. That will do? Nope, it won't. It's a Zelda water temple. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I didn't find the water temple as bad. It was definitely annoying, right? And if you don't know where you're going, it can be chaotic. But, you know, playing it a few times, it's not that bad, really. Yeah, it's definitely a puzzle room, but at least it's all kind of contained into, like, one central area. Definitely is annoying to change the water levels, though. I'm talking about the Ocarina of Time one. I thought that's the one you were talking about. I assume so. But you could technically be talking about, like, Majora's Mask, or maybe Skyward Sword or something. Maybe even Twilight Princess. Okay, so that's Crash Awake. Yeah. Yeah. I like Crash Awake's gym. It's pretty fun. And he's a very good gym battle. You know, he's got a very tight-knit team, you know. Gyarados, Gastrodon, and Voizel, right? Because, like, what do? You bring Electric type for Gyarados, right? But then you got a Ground type to deal with. Okay, so you bring a Grass type. Guess what? Voizel's got Ice Fang. And I think Gastrodon might have Ice Beam. So, whether you're bringing Electric or Grass, you're having a difficult time. So, I think that's a pretty good gym battle overall, because it's you know, they cover each other's weaknesses. And I really like that about gym leaders, rather than just random Pokemon from the generation. You know, I like teams with strategy. Like, intent behind it. Because, like, wasn't it a thing with, Scarlet and Violet, right? I've heard that the champion, her ace Pokemon is, like a, was it Glimmera or something? He's a gangster, gut flopping out, a solid team, Safari Zone in his town, top 10 in my book. Yeah, I guess he's similar to Chuck, right? In the Heart Gold Soul Silver remake, he has, like a Safari Zone in the backyard. And he's a similar kind of design as well. And, in Heart Gold Soul Silver, he's like doing a waterfall, so it wouldn't surprise me if they were related, if I'm being honest. Anyway, so the Glimmera for the champion is like a trap setter, but it's like the last Pokemon. And it's like, why would you have that as your last Pokemon? Like, sure, you have that as your first Pokemon. Right? And so, like, I get the, you know, I'm dressed as my Pokemon, hee, aren't I clever? But it's like, if you could just have your Pokemon out first, it would probably be stronger. We may as well rest of it in, because we are, as you probably have noticed, we did not do a boss battle at the end there. That's because the boss battle is not there. We are going to be battling a beast here. So we're going to be doing the boss battle here. Which also means we don't need to do a run back, which is great. Yeah, we do have a decent amount of gold, but I'm not too worried about saving it, so I think we're good. Alright! Are we good for a boss battle? Do you reckon we're going to win, or do you reckon we're going to lose? We have a fair amount of healing items on us, which is good because we don't have healing access as a mage. It's very weird for her. I think they just needed a late game Pokemon on a team. Yeah. I get that. And I get that people like to dress up as their Pokemon nowadays in the games. But I feel like, you know, when you're having something like that as your strategy, it really makes the game a bit easier. And so it's like, why can't you have it as your first Pokemon? Like, I remember Sun and Moon, right? Effectively the champion, for some reason, is Kukui, even though it doesn't really make any narrative sense. And his first Pokemon is like a Lycanroc, and that sets up Stealth Rock. That battle was so hard for me, I had to spam so many healing items because of that Stealth Rock. You know, didn't have a rapid spin or anything. Right, we're still going to the north. Duh. But like, that fight was like way harder because of the Stealth Rock, you know? And it's like, if the champion did that, you know, that would be great. But having it as your last Pokemon, that's just like screaming, hey, this is a kid's game, this is an easy mode, you know? And that wouldn't be that bad, right? If there was a good post-game for battles, like a battle like Frontier or something. Like, we haven't had a good Battle Frontier experience for like so long. Last time was, I think, what, Gen 4, Gen 5? Gen 5 was decent from memory, but I remember Gen 4. Now, you're in this tent? You are. Oh yeah. So the ghost that we met told us to go get this grass. We are getting this grass to lure out a demon, because we are suspecting that Sarah is some kind of demon. You know, winning the favor of the tribe. You know, really came in recently to get high up. Like, you see her in that tent with the chief, you know that something's going on. You know, so understandably the sun is very suspicious. It's got a, I think, an adverse effect on monsters, or is like revealing the true form kind of thing. So we're gonna beat up Sarah. That's why I don't look back at BDSP so badly. Yeah, a lot was cut out, but the hand holding cuts out the second you see Aaron and... Oh, Aaron. Aaron? Aaron. And his wispy green hair, smacked my ass with full IVs. I wasn't ready. Yeah, that's crazy with the difficulty, right? I've heard that, you know, the base game's like really easy, you know, and all that. You got EXP share on all the time, and you got that friendship mechanic really saving you. But then as soon as you get to the Elite Four, it's like pretty much full IV teams, full EVs perhaps, some good held items, good levels, good moves. I think there's like one Pokemon that had one move that was deleted, and so that was kind of like an error from memory. Like, from what I've heard about it, but other than that, I've heard that the Elite Four and Cynthia in that game is, like, brutal. You know, compared to the level, you know? Somehow Cynthia is worse. How do you make evil more evil? What do they do to Cynthia? Like, I know it's not the Platinum team, right? So there's no Togekiss, instead it's a... Wait, what's the difference? It's like, instead of... From Pearl and Diamond to Platinum, it was like Gastrodon into Togekiss, I think. Anyway, so we've staged a little monster hunt here. So Batsarig has defeated the monster of the village, getting everyone's attention, getting close to Sarah, you know. So we're kind of being like, we're staging this. We're going to attack her, cause her to use her magic that, you know, so she's not defenseless. And then while she's distracted, we're going to essentially commit a war crime and splash some chemical agent on her. It's really the level in training gap if you're not prepared for it. I getcha. And, you know, I like the difficulty idea, but I like it more throughout the entire game. And I also like a good guaranteed post-game, where you can like really IV, grind up your Pokemon, worry about the moves and abilities and stuff. Like, that aspect really adds to the Pokemon experience. And it just sucks that we don't really have a good way to do that offline, you know? I get online, oh, you can battle anyone, but it's like, I want an offline grind against CPU. I want to see how far I can go, right? I don't want to go to like Pokemon Showdown, I don't want to go to like online. You know, if it was a new Pokemon Standing game, like I'm advocating for, that'd be great. But if it was a good in-game battle facility, that would be excellent. Anyway, I'm talking about Pokemon battles while we're having this demon slug lady, Jabba Hutt sister, you know, toss people around. That's what makes Black and White 2 so good. World Tournament. Yeah, I haven't really experienced that because I haven't played Black and White 2, which is probably going to be my next playthrough because I want to do a challenge run on that, and it would also help if I'm kind of experiencing it for the first time as well. Okay, so we are battling. Okay, that turn was just so I can get the name. So it's like Lars, so we're just gonna call it Lars. If you love Gen 5, you love it. Yeah, I do expect that I'll enjoy it. I didn't really play it back in the day because, well, it was my brother's game, right? And also, I was just kind of torn about how I felt about the region changing, like, you know, locations a bit, and also having the non-Unova Pokemon. I know that people, like, really love that, but back in the day, I'm like, that's not really Gen 5 for me, it's more like, you know, Gen 4.5 or something, you know? But I do need to get around to it, and I have a pretty good challenge run in mind for it. So, this is a bit of a spellcaster, so we can go for a Magic Mirror. Hey, we're fast as well. That's a lot of damage. Okay. So we need some cheap spells. Because she's going to be draining our mana. God. I really don't think we're going to win this, if I'm being honest. Oh boy. And it seems like she's got some shenanigans to disrupt us, which is not going to be great. Like, at least with the Tyrantula, he was like doing one attack at a time, but it seems like she's doing, you know, 2 actions at a time, and so she could potentially stunlock and kill us if we're not careful. So no matter what class we go with, it is possible that we could lose, which is scary. Yikes. Like, we're doing good, but Like, she's stealing my mana as well, like, come on. Yeah, so we get knocked down, so we can't even do anything. Which really sucks, like, oh my. I don't think we're gonna win this one. Yep. Well, we've essentially got 3 options, but none, like, 3 bosses. None of them are particularly easy for a mage. So, I'm going to put it in a poll. Switch early. There we go. Do we give it another 2 tries, or should we just go ahead and switch now? Like, we're really not suited for this, really. We got no music here because it's nighttime and we're here, which is also, you know, some plot relevant. So if you're wondering about the sound, that's why. Like, we just don't have the defense to really do this, you know? And I guess no matter what, her being able to essentially stun lock us is not great. So... you're thinking no? Okay, we'll give it another try. But this is a rough battle. I guess it would be good to see what other tricks she has up her sleeve. Kid drop bears breaking in. Fair enough. Oh yeah, that does remind me, there's a chance I need to leave early today, as I'm expecting a visitor. If I do leave early, we'll do like a bonus stream tomorrow, around the same time. Okay, so... we don't really have good options here. I mean, we're doing good dodge and reflecting, so this is a good chance. She's got about 1,500 health, and we've dealt about 150 so far. So, 10% of the battle already done. Did I ever actually get into houses, or is that just my headcanon? No, drop bears don't get into houses. Like, if you're seeing a drop bear in a house, you're really doing something wrong. At least while knocked down, we still reflect spells, which is great. I'm already... there we go. This is rough though. Cause like, attacking twice like that, and I think just randomly being faster is so nutty. And she's draining my mana. Like, look at that! That was brutal! we neither had the speed nor resilience to really survive that. We had a decent start, you know. Alright, I do have one other strategy we could potentially use. So we'll give it another try. What else do we have to really lose at this point? But yeah, drop bears don't get into houses. Like, that would be insane if it did. I know they're massive views, but I like to think they act like bears and just end up places. That is a brutal hit to the mana. Yeah, brutal hit to the mana. It's pretty nutty. So bears and just end up in places. Yeah, they're kind of more like bears and sloths combined. Like, they're just chilling in trees for most of the day, you know? They don't really wander around. During night they might travel between trees, but they're usually pretty much in the tree. Alright. I got one other potential strat that would boost our favor. So, if we... yeah, if we do this... sucks about that. But if we do that, we get increased walk chance. And then... magic mirror. Good. Here in Canada, you can open up a porta potty on a trailer and just bears in there. Doesn't even have Disney to lock the door. Wow. I feel like they're smarter than the average bear, you know? Refracted Dazzle. Oh, that would have been perfect if it landed. Because that would have reduced her accuracy. Like, while we're boosting our chances here, we're not having a good chance overall. Like, we're relying on RNG, essentially. And I forgot to stock up on my healing items. So, it's not a good run. Okay, dodge. Like, why does she have to drain my MP as well? Like, come on. Why are we so slow? Oh my god, I can never win. Like, it's one thing or another. We're really gonna run out of MP quickly. Be right back, can't watch and drive. If I miss, yeah, see you next time. Fair enough. All good. You know, maybe chill. I think we're not going to win. If that worked though, that would be great, because we would fight that back, reduce accuracy, so makes it really in our favor. But since we need spells to cast spells, right, and use our abilities, we're running really low on MP. It doesn't help that she's stealing about 5 or 6 mana every time. So we're really not good for this battle. So... yeah. Like, even if we try to heal up, we're just kind of delaying the inevitable. Like, draining so much more mana. Now I'm pretty much a mage that can't do anything. Look. 1 MP, what am I supposed to do with that? I have to attack to get some MP, but even though it's only 1, so we're... She really drains my resources, you know? She's good with the suck. But, that was our third attempt as the mage vocation. So, let me go ahead and... we need black square. Yeah, let's go that way. So copy, duplicate, then we put that over mage. Cool. So mage is no more. Which means that we need to choose a new vocation. We have a few options, but we can unlock more. So, I'm kind of thinking we need to build up our weapon, right? So, which vocation to do that? I think martial artist and warrior are kind of our powerhouses. Do we go into one of those, or do we go into... Actually, you know what, I can end the poll, right? There we go. Excellent. No, that's not it. There we go. Right. So, I'm thinking we try Faith. Maybe not against that boss, maybe against the boss we did last week. But, my reasoning is that I would like some of the abilities of the martial artist and warrior. I don't really care about the abilities of the Faith. So, if we get Faith into the fisticuff, then we can expand on that with the warrior or martial artist or whatever we unlock. But I don't really care about the actual Faith skills. But the martial arts skills, like getting extra agility or the warrior health and all that, that sounds good. So I'm kind of thinking we go to Faith. Which isn't going to be too bad, because we are able to equip a shield with it. So I'm going to go Faith. Alright. We are now a Faith. So let's go ahead and equip us. Well, for now, we can use one of these weapons, but we are not going to be using it for long. When did I get a slime crown? It's from a king slime or something. God, is this really our best? It's kind of outdated, but yeah, get the enchanted armor up. Magic mittens. The red tights. The galvanized getter, even better. And then I really just care about defense. There we go. And what we can do is we can allocate skill points. Let's see, we don't really care about this. Like, this is cool, like the agility, the max HP, right? But deafness is a lock stat, and you need a lot of it to really have a better chance of doing anything. And a lot of the actual skills are like related to treasure and like overworld activities and stuff. So it's not exactly the best for us. So I'm fine to just put our points into fisticuffs, which would be great. You know, if we can get to that 30 mark, right? We get extra 4% chance as long as we're not having any weapon. So the 8.5 we currently have will go to a 12.5, which is pretty good, you know? Well, yeah, that was 8.5 block chance, but with the evasion chance is about 10%. And then this would get us to about 14%, which is not much, but it's good, you know? So I think we put our points into this. It'll take a little bit before we really get, like, the fist working, so for now we'll just use the sword. But when we switch over to warrior or martial artist, we'll be looking pretty good. So let's go ahead and grind up a little bit. We got some time. But before we get to the level cap, I want to try and unlock the other classes that we can. We can potentially unlock 2 classes at the moment, I believe. They're definitely going to be a bit of a grind, but if we can get that fisticuff ability, it will make it a lot easier for one of them. We got a lot of good equipment to carry us through this. Damn, I want that ability. I guess that was a gladiator coup de grace. Oh yeah, we didn't even say the coup de grace of the mage. I think it's like, for a period of time your spells cost 0 mana. The coup de grace of the Thief is that we can get a guaranteed item. It's not great for combat, but it's something. And I would say that the Thief is a pretty middling class. So we should be able to see a bit better result when we go against a boss, you know? Excellent. Now we shall go to Stormway. Much easier to grind with this class, that's for sure. Ideally we try and get a better helmet or something. That'd be great. But we move on to Coffinwell. Get 1 or 2 levels here, move on to Stormway. No, not Stormway. All Trades Abbey. Then we kind of go from there. Excellent. We might need to just move on to All Trades Abbey immediately. Here we go. Excellent. See, like, a thief is, you know, pretty decent overall, right? But now we're a thief with a shield. So we got extra block chance, extra defense. So we are better than the average thief. Not to mention the kind of health and strength from the gladiator when we're using that. It always helps. Need to wait for... I don't have any other. Dang it. It was a good attempt, but we'll get there. It was a bit much having 3 of them. But tell you what though, while we're doing this, I can have a poll about what boss we should battle next. Which boss should we battle as thief? There we go, so we have... We got Lars, which is the one we were just battling. We got that lizard from a few weeks ago. And we got that teacher in this area. There we go. So, yeah, let's go back and try and grind up a bit while we're just talking. You're saying the lizard? Is that because you're a media source, perhaps? Yeah, like, it wouldn't be the worst thing. We did decent as a gladiator without a shield. So... I don't know, go out of the way. Shh, don't tell anyone. Alright, your secret's safe with me, don't worry about it. Yeah, like, the interesting choices, that's for sure. I don't know which one is going to be the easiest for us to battle. Well, we got 50%, which means that we got a bit of debate. So, whoever else is working in chat, if you want to explain your thoughts, go ahead. I'm open. You know what I'm thinking? Maybe we just go ahead and start unlocking the other vocation now. We might be a bit under level for it, but we should be decent. So, let's give it a try. We're gonna give us some healing items. And then we're going to try and unlock the ranger class. We don't need to be a thief, but that's what we needed that knife skill for. So, let's go here. really want to go to the other side of this. Did I pick up the quest for it? Let me check. Yeah. Quest. Yeah. Toxic dagger to reanimate 3 Hocus Chimeras and polish them off with poison alone. Gotcha. Luckily I know where they are, like a good way to find them. The hard part is kind of dealing with it. So, we need to make sure that poison is the thing that knocks out the Chimera. So we're going to be using a dagger to envenomate, and then kind of defending and healing up. We got decent armor, so we should be kind of tanky. But we are back here. So we go to give us a knife. We don't have a knife. That would be great. One sec. Yeah, let's get a fancy one. I doubt we knock it out in one hit, right? Sorry for moving around. Also, sorry for shopping while you're in a bit of a crisis, but I got places to be. Oh, we don't have enough money. Assassin dagger. No, we don't even want that. Guess we can get something cheap. Let's go to Commonwealth, get something cheap. That's the best time to shop. I agree. You know, they say chaos is good for business. Everyone's out here trying to defend themselves and care about their own lives, but you know, bargains. I'm telling you, man. Hey. So, you got a bronze knife. We don't. Oh, paralyze would be great actually. So if we can get this. Thank you. Right. Maybe Bloomingdale is a bit quicker to get there. I mean, I'm fine to. Oh god, it's a bit of a journey. Alright, I'm fine to keep going, and we'll just unlock the range class. You know? Like, I'm not against that. We can make it an extra long stream, why not? Let's try and unlock the ranger class, see how we go. Alright, so we need to use our knife skill to poison the Chimera. It has a healing spell, and it has a fire breath, which can be nasty, but we should have enough defenses to survive that, and it will run out of MP eventually, so it won't be able to heal itself forever. Now, I believe the chimeras might be further along. The grenades. It's pretty funny. Actually, I am so sorry, but I think the person I'm expecting is here. So that is going to be it for today's episode. I would like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. We might do a bonus one tomorrow. It's close to the time, so maybe we continue tomorrow. But I am sorry for cutting it, 10 minutes early. But I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.